Just give me a reason to keep my heart beating. Don't worry, it's safe right here in my arms. As the world falls apart around us, all we can do is hold on, hold on. Take my hand and bring me back. Yeah, I'd risk everything if it's for you. I whisper into the night, telling me it's not my time and don't give up. I've never stood up before this time. でも譲れないもの、握ったこの手は離さない。So stand up, stand up. Just gotta keep it running. Wake up, wake up. Just tell me how we can never give up. 苦しいほど切ない。Just tell me why, baby. They might call me crazy for saying right words until there is no more. 目を潤せん孤眼から感覚的 shadow blinded. I can't see the end. Look how far we've made it. I can't escape it. このままじゃまだ終わらせることはできないでしょ。なんだ二人住んで朽ち果てようとも終わりはないさ。It finally begins.
Hey everybody, what's going on? SpiderxAnime here, and this episode of Fairy Tail was actually the best episode I've seen thus far. Not the best episode I've seen thus far, but it was a very good episode, and it was actually an episode I was pretty skeptical on. It was an episode that I thought somebody was actually going to die. Because mostly you don't see people die in Fairy Tail. No, you don't see people like die. You mostly see people probably just go to another place or go to another world like Lizana did, and she came back to the Fairy Tail world, and then that's where she lived her rest of her days. Well, that's not how it is in this chapter of Totodus. No, in this chapter 0000, the zeros are crazy in this chapter. The fact that Erza was getting hit back and forth, and Erza had her eyesight took, and she had her sense of smell took, and she had her sense of taste took, and she had every 5 senses taken from her. And she got right back up. She started beating the crap out of this lady, and it was the most awesome thing ever. I still forgot her name, and I just watched the episode. I'm probably a bad fan, you guys probably call me that, but you know what? I don't care about her name. I only care about Erza and everybody else in Fairy Tail. But anyways, in this chapter, we also see this devil horn lady, whatever her name is. I forgot. I think her name is Kyoka or something. I don't freaking know. But we see her stripping Erza down with her claws, just knocking off every piece of her armor until she's at least half naked. And then she starts to laugh maniacally, wanting to slice Erza's whole face open, but then Erza gets right back up. She doesn't even remember in this fact she doesn't have her sight anymore. She doesn't have any of her 5 senses anymore. But yet Erza is able to get up. She's able to beat the crap out of her, and that was the most amazing thing. And we see Panther Lily, Lecter, and Frosh trying to create a explanation of how Erza can do it, saying that Erza has a 6th sense, but then Happy comes in saying that I have an easier explanation. It's Erza. Yes, it's Erza. Erza is the best person in Fairy Tail. She's the most OP character in Fairy Tail. That's probably why Natsu and Gray and everybody else in Fairy Tail are probably scared of her, mostly because she is the strongest in Fairy Tail. But then in that similar fact, we also see that Erza is trying so hard to kill this lady and to take her down, so the faces will not detonate. But apparently that did not come in time. Apparently the faces were on at the final part of the chapter of Totodus. Not the final part of the chapter of Totodus, but at the last part of the episode, we see all the faces come on, and it shows that everybody's going to lose their magic. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode, even though they showed a preview of the next episode in the episode I just watched. So I still don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. It might be a little bit more you know, it might be a little bit more crazy than this episode, but hopefully it's not. Hopefully it'll be a lot more better, because I have a feeling that Igmio part is going to come up right in the next episode. It might come up in the next episode, it might not, but I do not know. Now, apparently, when everybody was all looking at Urza, fighting her and everything, we see everybody else. You see everybody else with the ground shaking and everything. The ground is trembling. Everybody's saying, "What's going on?" The two monsters are fighting under us. Who is that fighting under us? And we see when they pop out of the ground, we see Igneo and Agnologia going headbutting each other, doing a whole lot of fire attacks and everything else. It's just, that was the most amazing part of that chapter of Tasha's, and it shouldn't have been for me, but it probably was, because Igneo going up against Agnologia, going underground and then popping right back up just to fight him again. That was the best part of Fairy Tail. And then we see Natsu looking at Mordgear, holding the book of E and D, and remembering what his father said, that he needs to take the book, do not burn it, do not destroy it, do not do anything to it, just steal the book. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next chapter of Tatsuda's, but all we know that is Natsu is going to have to steal that book. And then we see Gray. Actually, I don't think we see Gray. I think that was in the last episode. Was it in this episode? No, it wasn't. Alright, I'm dumb. So, anyways. And, I guess that was the best part of Fairy Tail, when Igneo and Agnologia was going up to fight each other into the ground and then going back up into the sky just to fight each other. That was the best part ever. And we see everybody ducking for cover, because we all know Igneo and Agnologia's attacks are the strongest attacks there right now. Because of the fact that they are dragons, their sonic booms, those sonic waves can easily blast somebody away. And we see everybody holding each other and holding on to something, because Igneo's fire is just so freaking hot, and Agnologia's fire is so hot as well. The fact that it was burning in there, it was basically melting their bodies, but not literally. I'm just saying that just to over exaggerate, but it was just the awesomest thing ever in Fairy Tail, and I hope that we get more of this later.